Hello, and good morning, my friends. This is Marta here, and welcome back at my YouTube studio. Today, I will be making a very special card for me because it's for my dear friend Beata. And I am just getting ready with the parcel to send off to her, filled with some goodies, and I thought it would be a good idea just to add a card to it. I'm not gonna be making anything big or bulky because I don't want the card to take over the space from the box, because I filled the box with all the goodies and I just need something to add onto it. As you can see here, I've got a couple mats and layers, and I'm just trying to figure it out how my card will be on the composition there. I had this yellow paper. I've printed myself. This sign says for my crafty friend with a little heart in it, and my actual idea for the card, my inspiration was this yellow piece of paper, which I've made, and I color it and I rounded the edges. And honestly, I think I had it in my drawer for like 2 years now. And finally, I think it's just it's right time to use it. So at first my idea was to use this yellow and white color combination, and so as you can see, this was the at first my idea for the card. However, the card was looking too pale and I just wanted to add something, so I've decided to use this hot pink color cardstock and just cut myself few layers and mats like underneath, just so they could be just a teeny tiny stand out from the card, and automatically my card looks 10 times better. This splash of color, it's just changed the card entirely and give it a totally new look. And even though there's a strong colors, both yellow and pink, because we are keeping quite a lot of the white color as well, the card is not overwhelmed with the colors. I'm using this linen cardstock, and everyone who was ever working with the linen cardstock, you know well that it has two sides. One is more raised and one is like debossed one. And all my papers for this card, they all have this linen finish. I've used this cardstock for my base and for all the mats, and one of the mats I actually debossed my pattern inside, so the raised size is on the back, and for this yellow panel the pattern is actually standing out. So I thought it's something different, and it also adds additional interest to the card because it's two different finishes. And as you can see, I also have this pink circle, teeny tiny, bigger than my sentiment piece, and that way I have it framed nicely. And this is my advice for all of you who want to take your cards to the next level. As you can see, by adding those few mats, the card looks way much better than normally. Oh, I'm sorry for the sound through the background. I've got a few peonies, and I'm gonna be glue them to the side for my composition, and this is the idea for my card. And the thing I wanted to tell you is this, that what I was trying to say, that whenever you want to take your card to next level, this is the greatest idea. You can either invest in having a lot of embellishments on your card, like flowers, ribbons, pearls, or like die cutting elements. However, if you don't have many of those embellishments, the thing you can do to make your cards looks better is actually by adding multiple layers. And have a look here. At first, before the layers, the card was looking kind of plain, and I think that it's still looking nice and it's nice colors and everything, and however it just looks the simple as a simple card. But whenever you add all those layers in between, you make the card looks more special and finished. And this is my trick I always like to do, is that whenever I have this simple design, I like to add a couple extra layers of the cardstock, and that way my card automatically start looking like 10 times better. It just looks more finished and it's got this more fancier look. So have a look for yourself. and compare from the previous version with this one. I think once you add those multiple layers, your card will look really, better. I am sorry if I'm trying to find my words, but I've recorded this video in a Polish version first, and I'm trying to recreate what I was saying. And because I'm not listening, like I'm trying to listen and at the same time remember what I said in Polish. And I'm sorry if my translation is not exact, but I don't think it's a really, something will matter much. I have this also, the steel color ribbon, which I've decided to add to the composition because it's a color which complements nicely with this pink and yellow combination. And this is my card idea. I will start speeding up the rest of the video. I will put some music on, and maybe I just add a little bit of my comment here and there if I'll see something I want to add extra. But I hope you will enjoy the video, and thank you so much for popping in. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay blessed, and I hope you'll come back again. Thank you so much. I'm sending you hugs, Marta. I just wanted to quickly add that before I will glue my mat underneath that embossed white panel, I am cutting off this rectangle piece. I'm doing that because no one will ever notice that there is a missing piece over there, because it's gonna be, glue underneath that white panel. However, that way I could save my cardstock and have another mat ready to go on my next project. And this is a trick I quite often do it, and it's worth not only because you are saving the cardstock, but it also reduces the weight on your card. So if you ever worry that your card will exceed some weight limit and you will have to post it with a more expensive stamp, you can try to do that technique, and it will also reduce the weight on your cards. Because you're actually having a less cardstock, and especially if you're using a good quality like a 250 or 300 GSM cardstock, they can be really heavy. So a few layers of that and your card, it's really you can feel that weight on the card. So I'm doing that, and now I'm gluing my panel, and I will be attaching the rest on top of that. And also, if any one of you will be wondering, I'm using this wadding or tolina material to stick underneath my panel. I'm doing that because first of all, I am out of the kids fun foam, and secondly, I bought this material a few months ago. I was thinking I'm buying a little bit of it, like, a piece. However, once they sent me, this was the half a roll. I've got a ton of it and I honestly don't know what to do with it. So I've tried to use it in my crafts, and what I discovered, this material is just brilliant to add dimension to your cards. First of all, because it's not too bulky, yet still it gives this proper dimension, and secondly and most importantly, this is so lightweight. Its weight almost nothing. Before that, I was experimenting and try a little bit to add a piece of a cardboard, and as much is working fine. However, it makes the card very heavy. And because today I don't want to reach the limit for my parcel, and I'm just counting every single gram, so instead of adding to the cart, I could add something extra to the parcel for my dear friend. I am just I feel like on a crafting diet. Except from counting calories, I'm just counting those grams added to the cart. However, having plenty of this material, I just try to find the ways, as I said, and this really works well on the cards. It's very inexpensive, because I've paid only a few pounds and I've got tons of it. I really have tons of it, and as I'm saying, it's very lightweight. And another thing which is really good, it's almost invisible. Like if you stick a piece of the cardboard underneath your panel and you will try to look on a card from the sideway, you will see that ugly cardboard sticking out from the side, even if you cut it smaller size than your panel. However, with this material, it's almost invisible. It really melts through the background and you can hardly see it. So if you ever gonna be looking for idea what you can use to instead of the foam tape to raise your panels, this is my tip for you. I add some pearls and string and 2 flowers to my card, and now I will be finishing off my floral composition with this handmade leaves. To make those leaves, I actually colored the piece of the cardstock myself, and once I was happy with the result, I used my pencil just to freehand draw a few flower leaf shapes, and then I cut them with my scissors. Once the leaves were cut, I just shaped them a little bit in my hands. It's nothing difficult, everyone can do that, and whenever you're out of some ready elements, or you don't have those fancy papers with the elements to die cut, you can do it yourself. It's very easy. It's just takes a little bit of the practicing, and it's really complement nicely any card you will be making, because you can match the color perfectly to any projects you are making. Also, another trick you can use, you can free draw a couple of leaves on a pattern paper and try to cut it from them. This is a great idea to use up your scraps, and sometimes we do all get those pieces of paper which are not very big fan of it, and this is the idea. If there is a paper you are not you like it, but it's not your favorite one and you would not use it for the front panel, try to make some little embellishment from it. Just cut some leaves or something like that from it, and then the great tip is also to use some brown color ink, like a vintage photo, or it doesn't have to be distress ink, can be any other ink, but just to, you know, go with the little sponge and darken up the edges, and I guarantee it to you, you will fall in love in those elements. Try to do that, and this is something which really adds to the card. And also once you make it and you know it's your handmade, you will, you know, appreciate the card. And I'm sure the recipients, whoever you will make the card for it, they will appreciate it as well, because they will see instantly that this is something you didn't buy, but you just make it yourself. To finish off my composition, I am gluing this teal color ribbon on the opposite side on this right upper corner. I think this way it frames my front panel nicely, and the color of the ribbon match perfectly with those leaves I've made before. I also decide in the last minute to add additional pearls on a string, because I only have one loop on pearls on each side, and I think it looks much nicer whenever you do the same like kinda bow effect with this pearls on a string. I think it looks much better if you actually have it double than just a single. So I'm just faking it right now. I'm cutting 2 short pieces and I'm just gluing them like they would be there before underneath the flowers. And this is very easy trick to do, so whenever you forgot about it, or you decide to add it after you glue your composition, it's very easy to do as well. So I'm just attaching it with the hot glue gun, and this is basically my card ready for today. So I'm hoping you enjoy my video, and thank you so much for being here, for all your likes, comments and subscriptions. And if you decide you like my videos, please don't forget to share them with your friends and family and anyone you may think could be interested in. Thank you so much. I wish you all a wonderful day. Stay blessed, Marta.